Good morning children. Welcome to today's science class. Last class we discussed about the constellations and today's class we are going to study about the solar system. The topic what we are going to learn is the solar system. How you can define the solar system? The sun and the celestial bodies which revolve around it form the solar system. Let me repeat, the sun and the celestial bodies which revolve around it form the solar system. The solar system consists of a large number of bodies such as planets, comets, asteroids and meteors. Look this particular picture and we can see that the solar system consists of large number of bodies such as planets, comets, asteroids and meteoroids. How it is possible these objects they are revolving around the sun? There is a gravitational attraction between the sun and these objects and keeps them revolving it. Okay, so it's clear to you that the gravitational attraction between the sun and the objects keeps this other planets the revolving it. Okay, we know that the earth revolves around it, around the sun. So the earth is also the member of the solar system and it's a planet. Okay, other than the earth there are 7 other planets that they revolve around the sun. Okay, so we can say that there are 8 planets. There are 8 planets in their order of the distance from the sun. There are, first one is the Mercury, the second is Venus, a third is Earth, and Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, the Neptune. So these 8 planets they are revolving around the sun. Okay children, yes, if you see that, see the schematic, the view of the solar system, and we can see that the center of the part is we see that the sun, and around the sun all these planets are revolving its own path. Okay, they never enter it the other path, and they never see that the bombarding of the one other the planets. Okay, yes, in the 2006 year, and there were we know that there were 9 planets in the solar system. So the Pluto was the farthest planet in the solar system from the sun. But in 2006, according to IAU, according to the IAU full form is an International Astronomical. The Union adopt the new definition for planet. So Pluto does not fit in this particular definition. So it is no longer a planet of the solar system. Okay, according to this International Astronomical Union people, okay, they adopted a new definition of a planet. The Pluto does not fit in the planet definition, so it's no longer a planet of a solar system. Okay children, yes, so let us study some numbers of the members of solar family. The first one will see the sun. If you see the sun is the nearest star from us. Okay, the sun continuously emits a huge amount of the heat and the light. We know that it is a source of almost all energy on the earth. Okay, yes, it's a source of all energy, all energy. The sources it supplies to for all the living organisms on the earth, planet. For all other planets also we will say, or on the earth especially. Okay, yes, we know that the plants cannot survive prepare their own food without the sun. They need the sun. Okay, so that's the reason we can say that it is the source of almost all energy on the earth. So we can say that in fact it is the main source of the heat, and the second is the light for all the planets. Okay, yeah, so the next one we'll study about the planets. As coming to the planets also they look like a star, but they do not have light on their own. Okay, they look like stars, but they do not have light of their own. Okay, so what they'll do means they merely reflect the sunlight whenever it falls on them. Okay, they merely reflect whenever the sunlight falls on them. So we can say that the simplest method of identifying the planets from the stars is that the stars twinkle whereas the planet do not. What the stars will do? The stars twinkle whereas the planets, they do not. And another one is the planets, they keep on changing the position with respect to the stars. The stars, they have the fixed position. That's what we studied. Where the pole star is located, the northern the part, the southern parts. Like that we studied about the constellations and the stars. They have the fixed places. But whereas coming to these planets, they keep on changing their position. Okay, yes, a planet all the time, it has a definite path on its, definite path on its, what you can say, it revolves around the sun. That particular path we'll call it as an orbit. Okay, just look this particular picture, how this, the planets are moving on its orbit. Okay, they have a fixed fixed path which revolves around the sun. That particular path we'll call it as an orbit. Okay, yes, next point we can say that the time taken by a planet to complete one revolution is called, it's a period of revolution. Okay, then let me give the definition for the period of the revolution. What is called as a period of revolution means one circle, just like as a one circle. The time taken by a planet to complete one revolution is called its period of revolution. Okay, is clear? Yes. So the period of revolution increases as the distance of the planet increases from the sun, obviously. Okay, so whenever the planet is close to the sun, the period of revolution, it will be less. See, just if you see this particular the picture, it is clear for you. So the period of revolution, it will be increases as the distance of the planet also increases. When the planet is close to the sun, the period of revolution, it will be the less. When the planet is away from the sun, okay, what will happen? Obviously the period of revolution increases as the distance of the planet increases from the sun. Okay, clear children? Yes. So besides this, the revolving around the sun, a planet also rotates on its own axis. It's small children, they used to play on the play with the top. Okay, just when you just release the top, and how this top, it will see, just look this particular picture, how this top is rotating on its own axis. Exactly like that, what it will do means the planet also rotates on its own axis just like as a top. Okay, the time taken by a planet to complete one rotation is called as the period of rotation, we can say that. Okay, yes. Okay, is it clear children? I gave the definition for that. The period of revolution we studied, and the period of rotation. So what is the period of revolution? The time taken by a planet to complete one revolution is called as its period of revolution. Whereas coming to the period of rotation, the period of rotation is here, the time taken by a planet to complete one rotation. To complete one rotation is called as the period of rotation. Okay children? Yes. So I explained about here the two topics we discussed, and first we studied about what is called the solar system, and in the solar system how many planets are there, and the next I started about the planets, the sun we discussed, and the next topic we discussed what are called as the planets. Okay. Some planets are known to have the moon or satellites, so they are revolving down there. Any celestial body revolving around another celestial body is called its satellite. Let me repeat, any celestial body revolving around another celestial body is called its satellite. So the earth can be said to be as a satellite of the sun. Moon is a satellite of the earth. Along with that, there are many man-made satellites revolving round the earth. These are all called as an artificial satellites. Okay, children? Yes, let me say that the earth can be said to be a satellite of the sun, and moon is a satellite of the earth. Okay, now we'll study the one of the planet, and first we are studying, now we'll study about the Mercury. Just look this particular picture. It is the nearest to the sun. It is the smallest planet of our solar system. Because the Mercury is very close to the sun, it is very difficult to observe it. Why? Because most of the time it is hidden in the glare of the sun. As it's very close to the sun, it is very difficult to observe it. The reason is here, most of the time it is hidden in the glare of the sun. So we can observe this Mercury before the sunrise or just after the sunset. We can see that. When you observe this one, before the sunrise and just after the sunset, and we can see this Mercury. Okay, so where in case if the trees or the buildings obstruct the view of the horizon, we cannot see this the Mercury. Okay, it is visible where trees or buildings do not obstruct the view of an horizon. We can see the Mercury. Mercury has no satellites of its own. Okay, yes, is it clear, children? So the next, the Venus. Look the picture. The Venus is very, it is Earth nearest planetary neighbor, we can say that. So we can say it's very close to the Earth. So it is the brightest planet in the night sky. It appears in the eastern sky before the sunrise. Sometimes it appears western sky after the sunset. Eastern sky before the sunrise, and sometimes it appears the western sky just after the sunlight. So this Venus is very often they used to call as a morning star or an evening star, although it is not a star. Actually Venus is a planet, but we the people we used to call it as a morning star or an evening star. Okay, yes, it has no moon or no satellite of its own. When it's coming to the Venus, the rotation of the Venus on its axis is somewhat unusual. Why it is an unusual means Venus rotates from an east to east, whereas Earth rotates, while the Earth rotates from the west to the east. Okay, children, let me repeat the points about the Venus. It is a very nearest planetary, the Earth's planetary neighbor, and it is the brightest planet in the night sky. It appears in the eastern sky before the sunrise, and sometimes it appears in western sky just after the sunset. Very often we used to call it as it is an evening star or the morning star, although it's not a star. It has no moon and no satellites of its own. Okay, children, that's all for today's class, and the next class some other the planets will discuss. Okay, children, until that, stay safe at home. Bye, children, see you.